Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Y'all, did you miss me? I hope the answer is yes. Y'all, listen, getting this video, like recording this video has literally taken me like 2 weeks almost, and it's not, I recorded like a whole different video. I remember I was talking for like 14 minutes and turns out it didn't even record. Like my phone ran out of space and then it didn't save. So, like, all that 14 minutes of me talking and updating you guys wiped out, and then I just lost motivation. But I'm like, you know what? Let me at least update everyone because the last week of school is coming up. So, yeah, guys, I'm coming at you guys with the update. Semester's almost over. Semester 2 is almost over. We are going to be entering into semester 3 in January. Crazy, because it would have been our last semester, but we still have, you know, another one after that to go, and then we'll be done. But yeah, I'm going to give you guys an update. I decided that I'm just going to break it up into the class that I've been taking right now just to make this more organized, because if I go by like the whole month that I've been gone and try to go by the weeks, it'll be super confusing. So we're going to start with psych. So psych class, you guys know that it ended. I think my last video update, I had told you guys that psych class ended and that we were starting psych clinical. And so psych clinical, how it goes is there's 2 separate groups, and they alternate between online clinical and in-person clinical. So in-person clinical, basically you go to psych unit, it's inpatient. They have involuntary and voluntary patients in there, and you just go in there and you observe. And then online clinical, basically you still have the pre-conference. You do like a case study like scenario where you're actually like, you know, it's a virtual patient and you're trying to help them through whatever problem it is, whether it's you know, like domestic violence or child abuse or whatever. Like, you're helping the patient through that, and then after that we have both post-conference. So both of those ran on Mondays from 3 to 11, or online clinical is 3 to 8. So the first week, my group was actually online, so it was pretty cool. It really wasn't that bad. Like, basically we had pre-conference, and then our instructor would give us, you know, tell us the website to go to, or we would have to like do the whole case scenario, answer the questions, print out a certificate of completion. There was also quizzes at the end, and then we would submit that as well as a weekly reflective journal. So that's basically what we did for online clinicals. And then in-person clinical, went into there and basically observed. And I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I was scared at first because I'm like, this ain't like LPN school. When we had psych clinical, it was basically going to a dementia unit, like a memory care. So it's like all old people who have like, you know, some sort of like, usually like dementia or like, you know, Alzheimer's, stuff like that. So it wasn't, I mean, it's still psych, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't like the schizophrenia, bipolar, or suicidal, all those types of stuff. So that's how I was like, oh snap, this is like the real deal Holyfield type stuff, okay? So when we went there, I was clinging on to my partner. Basically, the instructor paired us into like pairs, and dropped us off on a unit. Since there's like 4 units, she's like, okay, you 2, you're going into the involuntary. You 2, you're going to the voluntary. And that's it. And she only comes back for us for lunch break. So it's pretty scary because it's just you and your partner and, you know, the patients and the nursing staff. But the nursing staff, they kind of don't pay us any mind. So, like, when we went in there, the patients were like, they're like, who's this new person? Like, you could kind of tell what a person had just based on like how they were acting. Like, some people would walk past us, they would see like some people talking to us, some people came right up to us like, oh, where are you from, what school is that, blah blah blah. But others, they would like, you know, walk past and look like suspicious, like, where are they from? Or look at our uniforms, like, oh, what school is that? And then they would come talk to us after. Or some just didn't talk at all. They just kept circling us and, like, you know, giving the suspicious eyes. But overall, it wasn't bad. And so we were supposed to have 3 online clinicals and 3 insight clinicals. And guys, after our first insight clinical, they kicked us out the next week. Why? Because COVID started up again. The cases started rising, and they're like, y'all can't come in. Like, we have COVID people in here, and y'all can't come in. So literally, I only went to one psych in-person clinical, and that was it. The other group that we alternate with, they went to 2 psych clinicals in person. So the rest we just did online, which is like, I mean, for me, I had rather go to the psych clinical than fundamentals clinical, but I'm going to get into that. But yeah, overall, it was a good experience. And so we just did our clinical evaluation. So I passed psych clinical. So I think my final grade, they didn't add the final grade yet for psych, but I'm thinking it's like a B or B plus. All my classes right now, I have a B or B plus, so that's good. Okay, next class. All right, so next up, we're going to get to fundamentals. So fundamentals, we just took our 4th or 3rd exam. Our 4th exam, which is our final exam before the Kaplan, and I got a 96, which is really great. Only because, y'all, I was so scared. Like, for a second, I was teetering along that line that we weren't supposed to get to. If you guys don't recall, you have to have a 74. No, a 74 is failing. You have to have a 75 or better to pass a course. So what happened was the first exam, I got like a 80-something. Second exam, I got a 86. Third exam, I got a 64 because I just didn't study. Because I'm going to keep it real with y'all. Like, in my mind, because I'm an LPN already, I'm just like, yo, fundamentals is something like, you know, it's the basics of nursing, which I already took. Like, if I were to go to a LPN to RN program, I wouldn't even have to take fundamentals anymore because I'm LPN. Like, they would have gave me the credit. So, in my mind, I was just like, what do I need to study for fundamentals for? And so, like, for the first 2 exams, I hadn't really been studying. I just went off of, like, you know, the knowledge that I have from being an LPN in LPN school, and that got me the 80s. But the third exam, I really didn't study anything, and I got the 64, and I was like, ooh, girl. So for the 4th exam, I opened up my book. I spent like 5 hours going through all the chapters, reading everything, and then I got a 96. So I was like, okay, maybe if I had done this before, you know, my grade wouldn't be so. But I am back at a B because I was teetering on that C line. But yeah, I'm back at a B for fundamentals, so I'm happy about that. For fundamentals clinical, I don't even think, like, my last update, we started clinical yet, but fundamentals clinical had started, and we were on a trauma unit, trauma step-down unit. Most or all of the patients just came from surgery, have, like, a whole bunch of stuff going on. So it was really great to be on that floor just because, like, for fundamentals, usually it's supposed to be in a nursing home. Like, in LPN school, it was in a nursing home, and even, like, our program staff, they said that usually fundamentals is in a nursing home, but just because of, like, the whole COVID thing, nursing homes weren't taking nursing students, so the hospital took us in, like, oh, yeah, you could do, you could do your clinicals there. So yeah, my group got a trauma step-down unit, another group got an oncology floor, another group got a med surg floor. So really we were doing like med surg stuff for our fundamentals clinical, but it's all good because I feel like it makes us better prepared for med surg next semester. But yeah, basically typical day would be like going in the morning. Oh, I didn't even tell y'all, waking up at 5 a.m. actually wasn't that bad. Like, I was like going to bed at like 10:30 so that, like, you know, when I wake up at 5 I wasn't too tired. So that part wasn't bad. It's just like I'm usually don't like waking up in the mornings, like, so that's the only thing. But other than that, it wasn't too bad. So yeah, we would get to the floor, meet up with our instructor, and pre-conference wasn't really like a big thing. Like in LPN school, we would spend like 15 to 20 minutes in pre-conference before we would like go on out to the floor, whereas in the ABSN program, it's kind of like, okay, this is your patient, like a quick little line. All our instructor gave us for pre-conference is like, okay, this is your patient's initials, this is your patient's age, this is their chief complaint, and and if you're going to be doing a physical assessment or med pass. So basically, I think there's like 8 of us in the group. So every clinical rotation, 2 of us would have to do a head-to-toe assessment while our instructor watched us. Regardless, we were supposed to be doing the head-to-toe assessment, but just like a special day where you're getting actually watched and like looked at and, you know, how you do it. And then also you do a med pass. All we did for med passes was sub-Q injections. So I gave a Lovenox injection, which if you guys are super OGs, you know, in LPN school, that was the first medication that I gave. It was my first injection ever. So I was just like, boop, 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 boop. And my instructor was like, oh, have you done this before? And I was like, 2 years ago in LPN school, I actually gave this same exact med. Because she was like, oh, yeah, you didn't seem too panicked about it. I was like, you know, girl. But yeah, so typical day, she would give us that information. And then she'd be like, go find your nurse, go find your PCT. So we would head on over. Yeah, the nurses were not messing with us at all. Like, they were not messing with us at all. That's the only thing that I didn't like as well, is that like all the nurses made it seem like we were bugging them. Like, I know it's a COVID time and stuff, but that floor wasn't even like a COVID floor or anything like that. So it's just like, you know, we're there early in the morning, they're just receiving a report, and then you have a nursing student coming in when you know, like, we're not even going to be doing much to help you out in the day besides doing, like, you know, vitals and stuff like that. So we're like, oh, can you tell me about the patient? So, you know, a lot of them were like annoyed, but there were a few who were really like, you know, nice to us, helped us out, helped describe stuff to us, helped us like, oh, you want to spike the IV bag? Like, okay. Like, you know, there was some that were nice, but then there was others like, just today's Friday. Yesterday, I said good morning to a nurse, and she looked at me and she was like, rolled her eyes so hard. She was a night shift nurse, so I was about to leave, but I was just like, yo, I did not do anything to you. I just said good morning. Have a bad morning then. Like, if you don't want a good morning, have a bad morning. Like, but yeah, so basically we find the nurse, get a report, and then go to the patient. And yeah, that would basically be our day. Do the 8 a.m., 11 a.m. vitals, or 12 p.m. vitals, bed bath if they need, head to toe assessment, regular stuff, and if they have any other type of thing, like some of my classmates straight cath people, some did the bladder scans, I Dopplered someone, I helped spike a liquid Tylenol bag, like, you know, IV bag. So it's just like whatever you could do, like get your hands on, that's what you do. But it was like very low pressure to me compared to LPN school clinicals, like LPN fundamentals clinicals, LPN med-surg 1, med-surg 2, LPN psych clinicals. Like, they were much more pressure in my opinion compared to this fundamentals clinical. And I don't know if it's because at the time in LPN school I didn't have any type of medical experience besides like administration, whereas in now, like, you know, I've been there, done that in a way, so I'm like a lot more comfortable knocking in the patient's room and like walking in and be like, hey, wake up, like, we're doing this. Like in LPN school, if they were like, oh no, I'm sleeping, come back later, I'd be like, okay, go to the professor, like, they said they're sleeping, what do I do? Whereas in now I'm like, oh no, you're getting up, no, I'm taking your vitals, no, you're brushing your teeth, no, you're getting this bed bath, no, you're taking your meds. So I don't know if it's because I have more experience, but overall, by like the second clinical, I was over it. Like, because I was just like, you know, I feel like there's not much to do. Oh, I didn't even finish how the day goes. So basically after that, we would leave the hospital because they didn't want us having post-conference there, return back to our campus, and then we would have post-conference there, give the report on our patient, and then give 2 nursing diagnoses. And that would basically be it for the day. So yeah, oh sorry, I like to play with my hair, but yeah, so I was basically over fundamentals clinical like after the second day, because I was just like, you know, it's not that I had a bad experience, not that like, you know, it was any pressure or anything like that, it's just that I felt like it was unnecessary. And so I was surprised that they didn't kick us out, because then 2 weeks ago, they had a COVID case on the floor in the isolation room, and we were still there, like, and we were just like, yo, why didn't they kick us out? But yesterday, which was our last day there anyway, they told us, like, oh yeah, we're no longer accepting visitors, which means you guys can't come. And it's just like, it was our last day anyway, so like, I was annoyed by that. But that's how fundamentals went. We also handed in our concept map / care plan, which was like 12 pages long. Handed that in yesterday. So as far as fundamentals, next week we have our Kaplan exam, and then we have, that counts for 5% of our grade. All Kaplan exams for every course counts for 5% of our final grade. And then, yeah, the care plan counts for 15%, I believe. And we have to pass the care plan with an 85 or better. Otherwise, I don't know what happened, but it's no bueno, okay? Because we have to pass with 85. So I don't know what will happen if we don't, if you just fail or whatever. But yeah, we have our clinical evaluations on Thursday. Whew. Okay, so that's it for fundamentals. But right now my grade is at a B, without the concept map grade, the Kaplan grade, and my clinical grade. Okay, next up, health assessment. So health assessment, we had our 3 exams. We had lab. Last week we did our final comprehensive assessment. So our instructor basically gave us the option of doing a complete head-to-toe assessment, which she said was a lot harder, or picking a scenario out of a bag with our partner and acting that out. And honestly, guys, I don't know. At first I felt like the option that we ended up going with, which was picking the scenario, we thought it'd be easier, but it took a lot more work because, like, our scenario is like, oh, your patient has this surgery, blah, blah, blah. What's the head-to-toe assessment that you would do? Or this person has so-and-so going on. What's the head-to-toe assessment you would do? Whereas if we would have just done the regular one, it would be on ourselves, like a regular healthy person where you're just like, okay, I'm going to start with this, start with that, blah, 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 blah. So, but, you know, it went well. It was pretty funny, pretty laid back. My partner and I, we had a patient who, our scenario was a patient who had like a bilateral knee something surgery. Basically, the person had surgery from like their thigh all the way down to their knee, so they had to keep the leg straight. They also had a history of asthma, history of peripheral vascular disease, and a history, did I say smoking history? Yeah, so we had to do all of that. We passed. So yeah, so health assessment lab officially over. So for health assessment, and we took our health assessment Kaplan last week. I forgot. So we took it on Monday. I got a 74, which I'm like, okay, because Kaplans are hard, y'all. In LPN school, we took ATIs, and ATI was easy, in my opinion. Like, it was no pressure. But Kaplans have always been hard. Even, like, if y'all are OGs and you go back to when I was in LPN school, you know that they wanted us to take the Kaplan. Like, if we failed our exits, we had to take, like, the Kaplan review. And the Kaplan review basically told me that I was going to fail the NCLEX. But if you guys are OGs, you know that I took my NCLEX and passed in 85 questions in less than an hour. So, you know. So, you know, I always had, like, after that, I had, like, a hate relationship with Kaplan. Still to this day, I have a hate relationship with Kaplan, but that's what my school is using, so I can't really escape it right now. But yeah, so I had a 74 for health assessment, the Kaplan exam, so I was happy with that. And yeah, so next week we have our health assessment final, and that'll be it. Right now I have a B in the class. I don't know where exactly in the B I sit, just because she hasn't put in any grades. So, like, we had a midterm paper and a final paper that's also added, and I got like a 98 and a 92 on those. So I don't know where my grade stands. I'm thinking it might be like a B plus or A. I'm not really sure right now, but I'll let you guys know when I get my final grades. And then finally, last class, sorry. Wait, did I say it all? Pharmacology. There you go. Pharmacology. Yes. Okay, y'all. So pharmacology has actually been going really, really well. I'm proud of myself, y'all, because in LPN school, the pharmacology that we had, I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty basic. Like, it wasn't like oh, you really have to know these meds. It was kind of like a study real quick, and then, oh yeah, this does that. Or like we had like a pre-assessment before that had similar questions that were on the test. So it's like I felt like I didn't really learn anything with pharmacology, so that's why I was really nervous for taking like this pharmacology, because I knew it was like, oh, I have to put in work, and it's been paying off. So we took our exam number 3. Did we take exam 3? I'm gonna just say my grades. First pharm exam, I got an 82.5. Second pharm exam, I got an 88. No, I got an 86. Third pharm exam, our pharmacology professor wanted us to start coming in, because she always wanted us to come in, but she just had to get cleared by the school, like that it was okay for us to return back to campus to take exams. So yeah, our third exam, we had to go in person, and I got an 88 on that. And then we took a quiz for like GIGU meds, and I got a 90. And then we just took our last pharmacology exam on Wednesday, y'all. And listen, like, I just know that she's not the one who came up with all those questions. Like, there is a master's student who's been like precepting with her. I don't know if that's the word, or shadowing her. And she has been like, you know, sometimes she like teaches, or sometimes she like, you know, does a case study type thing, and usually her questions are hard. So when we took that exam 4 and we went in person on Wednesday, we just knew that a lot of the questions were not from our professor, because it was hard, like even for me. And of course I changed some answers too, so I'm kind of upset about that. Like, answers that were right, I changed to the wrong answer. But we just got our grade today. I just checked like an hour ago, and I got a 78, which I'm happy with, just cause like it was a hard exam. I literally felt like I was like, I think this is right, I think that's right. So my my grade was a B+ before then, and after she added it in, it was a B, which I'm still fine with. There's still a iBook like medication pamphlet that we did that she didn't grade yet. So I'm hoping that'll boost up my score, just because we have our Kaplan for that class next week. So Kaplan's, especially with pharmacology, I'm really nervous, so I'm gonna need my grade to stay high, just because, you know, keep it high so it doesn't teeter around that 75, 74 area. But yeah, so that is basically my update. And I've been talking a lot, but I want to give you guys all of what's been going on. Your girl is good. Yeah, passing classes, good. Yes, just paid for spring semester. Oh, let me tell you guys about spring semester and what's been going on. So hopefully we do not get kicked out. I'm worried just because we got kicked out of that hospital yesterday. That's usually the hospital or the hospital system that they use for like med-surg and stuff like that. So I don't know what's going to happen with clinicals next semester. All I know is I'm taking Adult Health 1, aka med-surg, maternity, peds. I'm taking research, nursing research, and quality and safety. So 5 classes I will be taking. I believe it's 18 credits. It's going to be a busy semester, y'all, but we are only taking 4 classes at a time. So with a lot of nursing schools, OB/maternity and peds are usually split in half, and that's how it's going to be in my program as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I really can't wait to be on a maternity floor, because that's something that I've been looking into. Besides peds, I love my peds. Y'all know I love my home care and stuff like that. But if I had another option, I would probably see how I would do with maternity. But yeah, I think that's about it. I hope I'm not missing anything. Oh yeah, and OB and peds, the clinicals are going to be on weekends, either Saturday or Sunday. So that should be interesting. Having a full week of like classes or clinicals on a weekend. Nothing says fun like clinicals on a weekend, but ain't nothing to it but to do it, right? So yeah, I'm looking forward to next semester. I'm looking forward to getting this semester over with and having 4 weeks off. I'm also trying to see how my schedule is going to be for next semester. A lot of you guys have been asking if I've been working since I started school, and the answer is no. I haven't been working since I started school just because it is pretty hectic. Yeah, we really don't have much time to ourselves, and the time that we do have is usually spent studying. So I'm hoping that next semester I could get back to work, get to it, get some money again, like, put my skills to use. Yeah, so that's about it. And also, yeah, I probably still would be doing home care. If I do have free time and I'm starting work again, it's probably going to be home care. I'm still against nursing homes. Y'all know that. After having clinicals in the hospital, I'm actually like, okay, working in a hospital isn't as bad. Like, in my opinion, it's better than working in a nursing home. Like, nursing homes it's not it. And the staff to patient ratios in nursing homes is not it. So yeah, I'll probably still be working in home care in the spring semester if I do have free time. So that is my update. I've been talking for over 20 minutes, but I just wanted to come at you guys with the full update, let you guys know what your girl's been up to. So yes, guys, if you like this video, please give it a like, comment, and subscribe. Yeah, and be on the lookout for my next video. I don't want to make a promise and then not keep it, because I would say like, oh yeah, I'm going to come at you guys next week after like everything's done, but I don't know. I'm keeping it real. I don't know when my next update will be, but it won't be like a whole month like I did before. That's just because we were having exams back to back to back to back to back, like 3 exams in a week back to back to back, or like 2 exams on the same day, 2 exams on the next day, papers due, all this stuff. So, it was pretty busy, pretty hectic, but it's all simmering down because the semester's over. So yeah, guys, I will catch you in the next one. Peace.